Christianity started in Roman-occupied Jerusalem and originated with Jesus, who was a Jewish teacher and preached in Israel and is believed to be the Messiah and Son of God. Christianity spread through Jewish communities and the Eastern Mediterranean through the disciples traveling and spreading of Jesus' teachings. Christianity today is found in the Americas, Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. The three branches of Christianity are the Catholic Church, Protestantism, and Eastern Orthodox Church.
The history of Islam traced back to 7th century Saudi Arabia, where Muhammad saw an angel, and after this he dictated the Quran, and this had the perfect words of Allah in it. By the 17th century, Muslims spread from Arabia to many other places such as Damascus, Jerusalem, Cairo, and Alexandria, and this was after the death of Muhammad. Muslim economics and trading and the expansion of the Ottoman Empire resulted in the spread of the Islam religion through the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, and it's also the second most popular religion in 2016.
Indonesia has the largest Muslim population in the world, but 20% of its population is Christian. Muslims have been acting out against these Christians to eliminate the religion in Indonesia. Muslims are protesting against Christian churches, demanding that they be shut down. Recently, in West Java, all of the 29 Christian churches were shut down for no reason other than the Muslims were pressuring the government. This has been happening all around the country in many different ways. Recently, 2 Muslim men entered a Christian church and began yelling at and tormenting the priest after reading the Bible. The 2 men were removed by police, but later came back with a much larger group of people. The Christians in the church were beginning to feel intimidated and worried for their church. Another event that happened involved a teenage boy. He entered the church with the intention to blow it up. He carried a bomb in his backpack and acted as if he was a Christian. His bomb failed to go off, so then he pulled out an axe and started attacking the priest. Another example of religious discrimination in Indonesia was when members of the Islamic Defenders Front, a religious terrorist group who is famous for their hate crimes and violence in the name of Islam, forced their way into the church and destroyed the church's property. Bernard Makar, the church's pastor, was arrested for then holding Sunday service without a permit. He claims his arrest was illegal, and he was only arrested because the angry Muslims were pressuring the police.
Sri Lanka has an extremely large Buddhist population, with only 8% of the population being Christian and 8% of the population being Muslim. This leads to many attacks and protests by Buddhists against Christians and Muslims. Originally, Muslims were the primary target. In 2014, a series of anti-Muslim riots shook the country of Sri Lanka. BBS, a violent Buddhist group, is thought to be responsible for these attacks. In these attacks, Muslims and their property were attacked. 4 were killed and 80 were injured, but 10,000 people were displaced and forced to move. Some of them ended up being homeless. Recently, Sri Lanka has seen a rise in attacks on Christians. These attacks are often led by Buddhist village monks. Local authorities, however, often turn a blind eye against these attacks. In the last year, there have been 120 attacks by Buddhists against Christians. Some churches and prayer groups have been forced to close in Sri Lanka. No prosecutions have been brought against Buddhist extremists implicated in previous attacks on Christians or Muslims. However, there have been many protests by Sri Lankan people and citizens to stop the hate and to stop the BBS terrorist group.
In conclusion, in all these events, we see that there is a lot of religious tension between Christians, Muslims, and Buddhists.
Thank you for watching!